Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Commander with our deck overview, and we're continuing our spooky season theme. I kind of feel like a deck that's based around something that is, to the best of my knowledge, still a fairly common Halloween costume qualifies for spooky season. And so we have of course, it's a commander deck. This particular deck being Pirate Tribal. Focusing around with the commander being Admiral Beckett Brass. Admiral Brass here is a legendary is a 3/3 legendary human pirate for 1, a blue, a black, and a red. Other pirates you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your end step, gain control target non-land permanent controlled by a player who has dealt combat damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. Okay, alright. Makes sense. Yes, she is our commander, though. And we've got, however, taking your opponent's stuff is not what this deck is built around. Or, I mean, it's a fun side effect. It's a feature. What this deck is really built around is what, well, I would figure most pirate decks have built around since, well, Ixalan came out. That being treasures. Namely because of this card, Revel in Riches. Revel in Riches is an enchantment that costs 4 colorless and a black. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a treasure token, which is a colorless artifact with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more treasures, you win the game. Kind of nice. That said, we've got a lot of pirates that just, by virtue of entering play or dying or other things, create treasure tokens. So we've got, oh boy, quite a few. Sailor of Means. Maybe I don't have as many as I thought. Prosperous Pirates. Dire Fleet Hoarder. Impulsive Pilferer. Captain Lannery Storm. Brazen Freebooter, Wily Goblin, Deadeye Plunderers. Well, okay, that's all pirates that generate treasure. But yeah, some of them are when they enter the battlefield. Some of them when upon damage. So yeah, getting up to 10 is not going to entirely be the hardest thing in the world. We've also got some pirates do other things such as let's see. A lot of them have the raid keyword ability. Got some with the Ascend ability. You also got Siren Lookout, who provides a degree of ramp with the Explore ability. Explore. Reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Then put the card back. Put the card back or put it into your graveyard. The Crafty Cut Purse, who basically states that on the turn that when it enters the battlefield, each token that will be created under an opponent's control during that turn, so during the turn in which you play, is created under your control instead. Now, that stated, Crafty Cut Purse does have flash, so you can hang on to it till the beginning of your opponent's turn, cast it, and then when they start making tokens, well, those tokens go to you. We've got with the Encore mechanic. Dreamcaller Siren, which if you control another pirate, allows you to tap up to 2 target non-land permanents. Deadeye Tracker can exile 2 cards from an opponent's graveyard and then explore. Ah. And you got a few that explore, which is good because it can potentially mean not quite ramp but close. You got Fanatical Firebrand can be tapped and sacrificed to deal one damage to an opponent. Or to a creature or player. Rigging Runner can enter the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter if you attack with a creature this turn. Got Kari Zev, Skyship Raider, who makes a legendary 2/1 red monkey creature token named Ragavan. Yes, that's who the dreaded monkey of Modern is based upon. But there's you got options on what you can do. Then when it comes to non-creatures, we've got a couple planeswalkers, Jace, Ingenious Mind Mage, who's mainly there to help you draw cards, and Angrath Minotaur Pirate, who can kind of mess things up for your opponent pretty well. Dealing damage to target opponent and each creature that player controls. Returning pirate from your graveyard to the battlefield, or destroying all creatures target opponent controls, and then dealing damage to that player equal to their total power. That can be a mess. We got, like I said, with some ramp. We got Dimir, Izzet, Rakdos Signets, a Manalith, Obelisk of Grixis. This is after all a Grixis deck. And some of the usual tricks of for Mono Blue. We got some card draw. Not really much in the way of counter spells. I'm not a fan of control stuff, so yeah. We got Opt for card draw. Siren's Ruse, which allows you to exile a target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under your control. If a pirate is exiled this way, you draw a card. Depths of Desire bounces a creature card and gets you a treasure token. Leave in the Dust bounces and allows you to draw a card. Fiery Cannonade is a burn spell. You got Terminate for creature removal. March of the Drowned gets you 2 target pirate cards from your graveyard to your hand. Diabolic Trigger goes, hey, it's always nice to go and just grab a card. Pirate's Prize, grant card draw and a treasure token. Secrets of the Golden City, draw 2 cards. If you have the City's Blessing, draw 3. Now, the City's Blessing, how that works. If you control 10 or more permanents, you get the City's Blessing for the rest of the game. Okay. Then we've got some of the, just some usual stuff for land. We got Grixis Panorama, Maestros Theater to grab some of our basics. Crumbling Necropolis, Bloodfell Caves, Dismal Backwater, Swiftwater Cliffs, Blood Crypt, Steam Vents, Watery Grave, Ymir Aqueduct, Is It Boiler Works, Rector's Carnarium. Yeah, like I said, while this does have a fairly prominent alternate win con, it also works well with the standard win con of beat your opponent in the face until they're 0 life. And you've got ways to, while most of your ramp is most of the best you got when it comes to ramp, sadly, because I just kind of, didn't really think about it until now. You have creatures that explore, so you can potentially get a land in your hand, and well, that can help, but that's not going to help you. That's more just making sure you've got your land. That's more just making it easier to hit your land drops. You've got, of course, like I said, the 3 signets and the obelisk and the manolith, so that kind of does. That makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, I guess what we can kind of tell is most definitely start off as being in the same way as my Merfolk deck, actually, where when Ixalan came out, I just started getting multiples of pirates together, and then the deck got too unwieldy, and the deck before it was even sleeved was looking too unwieldy. I kind of looked at it and sit around for a while, and then thought, hey, why don't I turn it into a commander deck? So, but anyway, that is it for this deck overview. I'm definitely trying to do this every October, though hopefully next year we'll be finishing up before Halloween as opposed to on Halloween. So all that said, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you've had a great one. And this is Rock and Roll Spuck. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spuck signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.